Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 53 of Sundara Kanda. Ravana, being convinced by Vibhishana that killing of Hanuman is certainly not good. Anyway, they have already captured him. Maybe Hanuman's words may be enraging Ravana, but if you send him back with a stern reply, then Hanuman would instigate Rama and Lakshmana into the war and he will bring both of them towards Lanka, which will give a better opportunity for Ravana to take revenge, to kill them, kill both the Rama and Lakshmana. So, observing the merit of that suggestion, the Ravana decided to punish Hanuman instead of killing him. Hearing the words of his high-souled brother spoken in consonance with time and place, Dashagreva answered him, saying, "You have spoken truly. The slaying of messenger is to be deprecated. It is therefore necessary to inflict some punishment other than death on him. In the case of monkeys, the tail is unquestionably the most cherished embellishment. Therefore, let it be set on fire, and having been burnt, let him go, whereafter his friends, kinsfolk, and allies, as well as all those dear to him, shall behold him degraded and mutilated." Then the Lord of the Titans issued this command: "With his tail in flames, let him be led through the city of Lanka and its highways." Hearing his words, the Titans, in their savage fury, began to wrap the tail of Hanuman in cotton rags, and thus swathed the colossal monkey increased in size like unto a fire in a forest fed by dry wood. And having soaked the clothes in oil, the Titans set them on fire, and Hanuman, filled with rage and indignation, his face shining like a rising sun, lashed out at them with his blazing tail, whereupon that lion among monkeys was secured more tightly by the assembled demons, accompanied by women, children, and the aged. Those rangers of the night gathered to enjoy the spectacle, and the valiant Hanuman was bound, began to reflect on the matter, and thought to himself, "Assuredly, though fettered, the Titans are not able to prevent me from breaking my bonds and leaping among them, creating fresh carnage. Still, it is in the interest of my master that I have taken this journey, and it is under the orders of their lord that they have bound me. Anyway, he is now bound and he will be taken into the streets. I shall not therefore resist them. From the point of view of stature, I am well able to engage all these titans in battle, but for love of Rama, I shall suffer this outrage. I shall survey Lanka anew, since during the night I was not able to view the fortifications, it was proving too difficult. The night having passed, I shall behold Lanka by day. Let them bind me anew, even though they inflict pain on me by the burning of my tail, my mind is not troubled. Because in the previous night, though he wandered all through the Lanka, it was night and he was watching Lanka in the moonlight, which may not be really clear. Further, he was totally engaged in searching for Sita, and he was searching everywhere indoors for Sita. And finally, by the dawn, he found Sita. And now is a great opportunity for him while the Titans are taking him on a parade through the streets of Lanka, that he can observe clearly the structure of Lanka in the broad daylight, and he can identify the vulnerable spots where the attack can be targeted. Later, when the Vanara army hits Lanka, he can identify the pinpoints where they can hit hardly so that it will cause a greater loss for Ravana. Meanwhile, the Titan, seizing hold of that great monkey of formidable aspect who was full of courage, an elephant among apes, exultant, advanced joyfully, proclaiming his misdeeds with conches and trumpets, and those demons of cruel exploits dragged Hanuman, the conqueror of his enemies, through the city. He willingly submitting himself to them deliberately because he needs to be carried through the city so that he can watch the city clearly and he can plan for the attack at a later date with the entire army of Sugriva and Rama. Thereupon, passing through the Titan's capital, that great monkey surveyed those marvelous palaces, covered highways, well laid out squares and streets, flanked with mansions and crossroads, lanes and alleys, as also the interior of the dwellings and on the terraces and roads, and along the royal highways. All those Titans cried out, "This is a spy!" Further, why did Ravana arrange for such kind of parading him all through the city? Remember, prior to that, Hanuman, while he was destroying the Ashoka Guru as well, while killing the demons, he kept on announcing that he is the messenger from Rama, and soon there will be so many apes who will be attacking Lanka, and he himself will going to destroy Lanka, and that had created a fear among the Lankans. So now it is necessary to restore their confidence that their administration under Ravana is capable of capturing that enemy, that is Hanuman, and they could able to punish him, which will going to re-establish Ravana in their mind that they are still safe in spite of this attack by Hanuman. Then those hideous Titan women informed the divine Sita of these unpleasant tidings. Those who were protecting Sita, they went and told Sita, "O Sita, that red faced monkey who had conversed with you is being led through the streets, his tail ablaze." And hearing those words, Vaidehi, remembering her own objection, overcome with grief, having duly purified herself, called upon that God who nourishes himself on the sacrifices, and urgently implored him to show his favor to that mighty monkey. And the large eyed Sita, standing before the fire, she said, "If I am possessed of true devotion to my Lord, and have practiced penances, if I have been a chaste wife, then do yourself prove cool to this monkey, so don't burn his tail. If the sagacious Rama still has any compassion for me, if my merits are not wholly exhausted, then do not burn Hanuman." Whereupon Anala of ardent rays, as if communicating with that lady whose eyes were like a dove's, blazed up, and at the same time Hanuman's father, this Vayu, the wind god, in order to please that goddess, blew on that flaming tail with ice cold breath, and the monkey whose tail was ablaze. Hanuman was thinking, who is at that? Who is it that this fire blazing up does not burn? How is it that this fire blazing up does not burn me? I see a great flame, yet feel no pain, even as if the snow had fallen upon it. In sooth, this is wonder due to the Rama's power, which I witnessed when crossing the main. If the ocean and the virtuous Mainaka acted in such a manner, because both ocean and the Mainaka, they tried to honor and respect Hanuman on his journey towards Lanka in such a manner, in reverence for him, that is, in reverence for Rama, what will the god of fire not do? So, like Mainaka and ocean were trying to help out, even the fire goddess, god of fire, is also helping. It is on account of Sita's virtue, Rama's power, and my father's affection for me, that is the wind god's affection for me, that Pavaka, that is fire god, does not burn me. Thereafter, that elephant among monkeys reflected, Why should a warrior such as I suffer himself to be bound by these wild titans? It is better that I should manifest my valor and avenge myself. Then that impetuous and mighty monkey snapped his bonds and springing into the air uttered a shout, and that offspring of the wind god reached the gate of the city, which was as high as the peak of a mountain, and where no titan were to be found. Then he who resembled a great hill assumed a diminutive form, and casting off his fetters became free, whereupon he expanded to the size of a mountain once more. Looking about him, he observed an iron bar lying at the gate, and a long armed Maruti, seizing hold of that weapon, employed it for slaying the guards. Having destroyed them in his ardor, but one of exceeding prowess, with a burning plume of his tail, resembling an aureole, looking like the glorious sun surrounded by rays, cast his eyes over Lanka. Thus come to the end, chapter 53 of Sundara Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthage Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Bye.